It's me, Shannon, and I've been thinking about the holidays all week because I have a love-hate relationship with the holidays. And I was wondering, how did you all celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you have traditions? Do you have certain things that you do? Like, do you have certain foods that are a must that you make every year? The holidays are not the same for me because it seems like everybody is dying. And it's like it's not the same. The holidays were like my favorite time. We have a big family. It was 11. It's 11. It was 11 siblings. My grandmother, it was 11 of them. She was the oldest girl. Her house, she was the matriarch. Her house would be where everybody met up. Holidays, she expected you to come home, and everybody met at her house. I don't care where you live in, we all met at her house. Her sisters, they had their own families. They would make their own dinners, but we all came to her house and we watched the game. We would sit around and talk about old days and how it was for them coming up in the South and what they saw and what they had to go through. And, their parents raised 11 kids back then and the struggle that they went through, but all the love that they have and they never went without. Like, I love to hear those stories. My grandmother would start her cooking the week of. Monday and Tuesday, she's focusing on all her cakes and pies. And she didn't know how to cook small because, it was 11 of them. So, 13 of them growing up, 11 kids, and then a mom and dad. So it's like she learned how to cook big at a young age. And then she worked at a university. So she would cook for the students, the staff in the back. She would cook for all of those people. So it's like she didn't really do small things. So it's like she would make, it might be 6 potato pies, sweet potato pies. She's gonna make her lemon meringue pies. She's gonna do her banana pudding. She's gonna do German chocolate cake, upside down pineapple. And she does a coconut cake. Maybe, she might do that. Normally she would say that for Christmas. But she may do a coconut cake, depending on who requested it. And then she's gonna do her pound cakes, 7-Up cakes, all that kind of stuff. So we all would help and everybody would pitch in. That's just how it is. If somebody hosts something, you help cook. You come early and help cook, or you bring a dish. But everybody, you don't come empty-handed. So that's just what we did. She would assign you if you got a specialty. So she would tell me, you do the peach cobbler and then the fluff salad. My Aunt Betty used to call it the pink salad. It was this dessert that we made up with just some ingredients. And she called it the pink stuff. So she would always request for me to make that and the peach cobbler. So we all would do our dishes, sit around. They're drinking their brown liquor and eggnog because that's what they did. While they cooking, they laughing, having a good time cooking and drinking that brown liquor and eggnog. And to this day, I love me some eggnog because it reminds me of back then. Even though I don't drink alcohol, Jack in the Box used to do this eggnog shake. And every year around this time, I would have to make sure I went and hit them up a few times to get one of those because it reminded me of back in the day, our traditions. And like when my grandmother passed from cancer, it's like we all fell apart for a little while. We all didn't know how to pick the pieces up for a minute. And it's like, because we didn't have that spot to congregate at. I know I fell apart. My grandmother was my person. That was my mother to me. She was just like the same thing to me as as if she would have given birth to me. That's how close we were. And I literally fell apart for a while. And I mean fell apart for real. And you don't realize that you're going through grief until somebody else sees it. And it was my job that saw it and told me I needed to go to grief counseling. And like, I didn't know your job could force you off your job because they think you grieving. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I know this time of year is coming, and I always get a little melancholy, because my grandmother is gone, my mama is gone, my daddy is gone, my Aunt Betty is gone. It's like everybody is gone. Like all the people that I was so close to, that we would hang out together on a regular basis. And my grandmother's baby sister is she's the youngest one. But it's like she's 70. So it's like they're not cooking, like they used to. And then her other sister, she's like much older. So it's like nothing, people can't cook no more. So the kids and the grandkids have to do it. And that's what my son was telling me. She's like, you need to, the traditions, y'all supposed to keep the traditions alive, even if you let us take over. So my son cooked Thanksgiving dinner, and I was okay with it. Like for the last 2, 3 years, he's been doing the cooking, and I just been chilling. And it's not that I don't want to cook, but it's like when I look at all her recipes, because I have all her recipes and my mom's recipes. And when I just pull those recipes out, and remember, that was like a hobby of ours. We would sit around and trade recipes, discuss recipes. And my grandmother had them all wrote on index cards, and then she even had a big folder that she put a lot of them in. So I got all that when she passed. And it's like when I sit and go through those recipes, I just get so sad. I'm like, dang, I miss all these people and all these good traditions. Like when people were still healthy and young and cooking, and we don't have any Medials anymore. It's not the same anymore, hardly. So I feel like anybody out there that still has their parents, their grandparents, please, please take advantage of those holiday get-togethers. Cherish those moments, because you're gonna be sitting at home by yourself for Thanksgiving like I do. It's not that I can't go anywhere, but I just choose to just be alone, because I don't want my mood to make other people feel bad. And if I'm in pain, I want to be in pain by myself. I don't need everybody like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Like, I'm not trying to do that. So I just like to be by myself. I've always been a loner. I was like that as a kid. Like, I need my alone time. So don't force me to go to somebody's house. I don't want to do that. My auntie didn't cook. She went to somebody else's house with her husband. So don't force me to go to somebody's house. Because truth be told, we couldn't eat at other people's house. We used to get that, you done ate before you left home, don't go to nobody's house begging. We got that speech. So I have always been uncomfortable to go to other people's house and just sit down and eat. Because I just remember those lectures I got as a child. Don't go over there making people think you ain't ate, that we ain't fed you. You didn't ate. So because we ate before we left, if we was going to get together, we ate before we left home, and then we would go. And this is how I am. I'm sorry. I don't mean no harm to nobody else. When I come to their house, I'll mingle and do whatever else. Bring a plate, bring a dish if you want me to bring a dish, and then it's just like I'm very picky. And nobody tolerated that like my grandmother. Like when I was a child, I didn't like for my food to touch. Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos. So when she would fix my plate, she would make everything perfectly in the corner. She put my greens in the middle so that the juice ain't running on my macaroni and cheese. Ain't nothing. I don't want my roll wet. I don't like that. No, please don't do that. So she was the only one that could fix my plate right. And my mom would be like, I ain't got time. It's all going the same way. Here, take it all. You getting this plate. And my grandma would be like, she already picky. Stop trying to make her eat stuff she don't like. Like, I don't like chicken. I don't like, it's a lot of stuff I don't like. And I love, my grandmother used to make great banana pudding, the best banana pudding. But I hate bananas. So she would make my own separate bowl of banana pudding and take the bananas out. That's the kind of person she was. And all her students that were from foreign countries that couldn't go home from the holidays, they were with us on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like they even had presents under the tree because she had bought them gifts too. And we had a lady named Miss Adele that would go house to house for the holidays and eat at everybody's house. She got a plate. We already would have her little plates, her plates ready because we knew she was coming. It's just those type of things that she did that I miss. I miss that spirit. I miss all those good stories, all that good food, that good cooking. Oh my God, those big pots of red beans and rice, those big pots of gumbo that she did every year for New Year's. And you had to eat some black eyed peas. Even if you don't like them, she felt like that was luck. You was going to be blessed. So even if you take a spoon of black eyed peas, you got to taste these black eyed peas. I don't even like black eyed peas, but I would swallow just a little just to make her happy. So we don't have a bunch of people in the kitchen crowded up, bumping into each other, fixing plates. We don't have that no more because everybody is pretty much gone and doing their own thing or have passed on. So what memories do you have from the holidays? What traditions do y'all still do? And what did y'all do today? But whatever you do, keep those alive and enjoy the people while you got them. I'm out.